DTI fam, what's going on? Hope your week is going great, and hopefully that you guys are going after your goals, dreams, and ambitions. If you're back here for the first time or just listening again, hopefully, as always, you take something away from this message. First and foremost, it is my birthday week. It is on Tuesday this week, so when you guys are listening to this, it was either 2 days ago or it could have been way longer ago, depending on when you find this video. But I'm excited about this. Like I said, it's my birthday week, so I wanted to first bring up that Dylan and I are still accepting donations towards Still I Run. This is the nonprofit organization that Dylan has chose to go after and include people more in his marathon journey and this marathon quest to sub 3. We wanted to put more of a meaning and emphasis behind these trainings to bring people in to hopefully get closer together. So that way, even if they're not out there competing in a marathon, they're out there getting more steps. They're out there being more active, not only from Dylan's motivation, but from also those around them or, listening to this video to go out there and just figure out a way to live a happier, healthier lifestyle. And so I would much appreciate it if everybody would go and even donate $1 to the Still I Run campaign that Dylan and I are raising money for through the beginning of October when he toes the starting line in Chicago for that marathon. So the link will be below. It'll be one of the first ones. So again, anything and everything is greatly appreciated. We are just trying to help spread that message, spread the word about mental and physical health. Still I Run pairs up and partners great with the overall message that DTI pushes, and they actually help people get started on this journey by giving them and buying them different gear and stuff like that to get started down this road. So if you also want to get in more with our community, if you want to get in more and feel integrated as if you have support or as if you have people out there pushing you to do more and be more in a both physical and mental standpoint, please reach out so that way we can get you into our Strava community, which I will also link below, so that way you don't have to reach out and do all that. If you don't want to, you can just click the link, click add to group, and then we will accept you in with open arms. So whether that's you, your family members, whoever it is, motivate them to join a group, join a community. And here at DTI, we have the Inspired that we're trying to do just that, where it gives people a space where there's no pressure to do anything, but they see other people's activity to go in there, knock out their activity, and get a little bit of motivation out there in this crazy busy world. But going along with that, just like kind of a message to y'all, man. Like I said, it's my birthday week. Super grateful. I'm thankful and I'm blessed for everything that life has brought me. I feel like the older I get, the more appreciation I have for things, the more that I look at things from a big picture view and not so narrow-minded. Dylan and I have been building and growing DTI over the last 4 years, and I could sit here and say why I think this and why I think that, but I'm very excited and happy with exactly where we are with growing this brand, growing this movement, and I know that it's only going to continue to get bigger. I will let you guys know that there is potential for big things on the horizon, and it is my goal, it is my dreams and aspirations to make that come true here in the big 3-1 era of my life. I turned 31 this year, and going through a lot of things, man. Weddings coming up, like we're planning for that. Lo and I have been looking at houses just to see what's out there. Do we build? Do we buy? Do we not do anything? What does that look like for when our lease is up? And it's opened my eyes. And I was once a person who never liked to receive compliments or for people to tell me how I'm gonna be this in the world and you're this and this and blah, blah, blah. It would go in one ear and out the other because I didn't see that in myself. It wasn't until I started focusing on this mental and physical journey where I started to be okay with understanding, like, you can see these things in yourself. It's okay to have the confidence. It's okay to have the passion, the charisma, the drive, to want to be more, to do more, to believe in yourself unconditionally. And over the years, that's exactly the mindset that I've taken, is how can I believe in myself unconditionally to make this life, this short stint while we're here, how can I curate that to really not only make the biggest impact, but get the most out of it? And through this journey of mental and physical health and pushing these different messages and trying to influence other people to just appreciate the little things in life, it's made me realize that, like, don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody limit you. Do not let anybody tell you you can or can't do anything. Whether that's a physical condition that you have, a mental condition that you have, a career condition, a life condition, a relationship condition, like, do not let anybody tell you what you can and can't do or what will or won't happen. There are far too often that we hear these stories about how so-and-so wasn't supposed to walk again, and now they're running races. We hear all the time on how so-and-so wasn't supposed to get a promotion because they didn't go through this channel and blah, and the next thing you know, they get this promotion. We hear these things about how people go from rags to riches, grow up in the hood, end up being a person that impacts this world, grow up in poverty, end up impacting this world, grow up in rich neighborhoods, ends up impacting this world. Everybody's path is different and nobody's looks the same at all. But again, it's doable, it's possible, and it's achievable. And so I keep saying, don't let anybody stop you or hinder you. But I also want to make sure that you guys hear what I'm also trying to say. I told you how before I would get in my head and I would say, oh, you know, you're not going to be this, you're not going to do that, you're not going to, don't listen to these people. That's somebody telling me that I'm not going to do something. And that somebody was myself. And that somebody was the most deprecating person in my life. That somebody was the most negative person in my life. That somebody was the person who was trying to stop me from going after my dreams, goals, and aspirations. And it's not the people around me. It was myself hindering because of some reason. I was like, you can't do this, you won't do this, you blah, blah. You can do anything you want. You can go after anything you want. You can achieve anything you want. And you can defeat the odds of what people say are and aren't possible. And that's what I've realized over this 31 years or 30 years is that you have to be in control of your destiny and your life. Stop setting expectations of others. Start setting them on yourself. Stop talking about others. Start talking about yourself. Stop focusing on the world around you and focus on yourself. All those things are important, but at the end of the day, if your mental and physical health is not in line, if it's not intact, then you can't go after or execute any of those things. So that person, yourself, is telling you the truth. But when you can open your mind, when you can open the things that you're going after, when you can do all of these different achievements and beliefs, things start to change. And so if you're not happy with yourself from the start, then you can never execute, you can never grow, you can never develop. But the second that you change that narrative, the second that you actually believe in what you're saying, the second that you actually believe in the life that you want to create can be a life that you can live, the second you start believing that and talking about it is the second that things change. If Dylan and I would not have talked about what we wanted and what we want to go after and the things that we want to do and the stuff that we've been through, if we would have talked about all that stuff, we would have never got to where we are right now. Where we're learning, growing, developing, but also ironing out what the path forward looks like in order to change that narrative, in order to change that script, in order to change what people think is and isn't possible. And so I want you today, tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that, I want you to start believing in yourself like those people around you believe in you. I want you to start seeing yourself as how those people around you see you. I want you to understand that the work ethic that you have and the effort that you put in and the attention that you spend on things is worth it and it will pay off. And this isn't a short road. Again, it's been 30 years since I've realized this. I've had to go through trials and tribulations, ups and downs, losing people, gaining people, losing this, losing that, moving, college, all these different things I had to go through that set the path for me to be like, you know what, I can keep pushing forward. I can keep giving more and doing more. Because I see the potential in myself now that I didn't always see. And when you can see the potential in yourself like you haven't seen it before, all of this stuff changes. All of this stuff can happen. And so as I told you, we're going through like looking for a house and stuff like that. Well, guess what? There's going to be areas of town that we can't move in because we're not to that stage of life yet. There's going to be things that we can do, whether it's building or buying. There's going to be things that we can't do because of the stage of life we're in. And we might be doing good in so many areas and so many aspects, but what I'm realizing is I don't like when somebody puts limitations on me. When somebody tells me you can't do this because of X, Y, and Z, give it a couple more years and you might be able to. And that's anything, a promotion, that's a mortgage, that's whatever it is. And so this path and these things that I'm going through in life and these things that I'm ironing out, I'm like, I don't want somebody to dictate what I can and can't do. I don't want somebody to tell me what I can and can't get approved for. I don't want somebody to tell me what I can and can't go after. And so what I've realized is that I believe in myself so fucking much that I'm not going to take this feedback that people are giving me and crawl in a hole. I'm not going to take this feedback and this advice people are giving me and be down on myself. Because there's a lot of good going on right now. There's a lot of things that are happening right now that are amazing. And so instead of taking this advice that people are giving me and being like, you know what, you are right. It is going to take a couple years. It is going to be this. It is going to be that. I'm going to figure out a way to make that fucking happen 10 times over. I'm going to figure out a way to make sure that this isn't the script, that I control the narrative, because I believe in myself now. Through life, I found out what my purpose, my drive, and my why is. And so I'm going to go 10 times more, 20 times more, 100 times more harder to be like, you know what? I'm not only going to change my life, I'm going to change mine and Lo's life, and I'm going to change my family's life, so that way we don't have to worry about limitations. Now, do I know what that looks like right now, and can this seem like arrogant or cocky? Maybe to a small-minded person, yeah. But for somebody who believes in themselves to the fucking core and has figured out their purpose and value and why in life, it's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. But it's the second that we get scared. It's the second that when the unknown is like thrown at us, we hunker down in a bunker. It's the second where we don't hear what we want to hear or what doesn't happen that we want to happen. It's those moments that define who you're going to be next. It's those moments that tell us what we are going to be capable of, what we can achieve. And if you always have a shit mindset and a shit attitude and a shit perspective, then you're going to get shit in return. But if you're open-minded and you see how things work and you see the way that the world operates and you see these success stories and these miracles work, it's because those people never fucking gave up. Those people never gave up on what their dreams, passion, aspirations, desires were. They went after them relentlessly, day in and day out. And I know that my dreams, desires, aspirations are just around the corner. And the second that I start giving them more attention is when they're going to blossom. The second that I go after them and I'm like, this is achievable, it's going to fucking happen. And that's how we have to think in life. If you want to be this or live here or do this or do that or have this impact, what are you doing to hold yourself accountable? Do you have the expectations that you have on others? Do you hold those to yourself? Do you have the standard of life that you hold and think that you deserve? Do you have that on yourself? And if you do, how are you going after it? How are you achieving it every single day? Every day. And so I sit here and I want to ask you, like, are you happy? Are you happy with life? Are you happy with where you're at? Are you happy for the things that you allowed to happen in your life? Job, career, same thing. Fitness, family, faith, future. Are you happy with how you are allowing yourself to put up with what life is throwing at you? Or do you think that you deserve more? Do you think that you deserve better? Do you think that you deserve whatever is next? Because if you think that you deserve better and you think that you deserve more and you think that you can achieve and accomplish all these different things, then what's that standard you're setting for yourself that you do and don't accept? You guys, we give ourselves bumpers every single day on what we will and won't put up with. we have bumpers that we put around the areas of life that are important to us. Our family. There's bumpers on what people can and can't do to them before you snap, before you show up to stick up. There's things in our career that we put bumpers on. And it's like, they're not paying me my commissions. I can talk on that because that happened to me. They're not paying me my paychecks on time. Happened to me. Am I going to continue to put up with that? Or is that unacceptable? To me, it's unacceptable. You mess with somebody's family or finances, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Company, fucking people. I know my worth. And if you think you're going to dick around with these things, with this bumper, you got nothing coming. Something's going to have to change. Either I'm going to have to pull myself out of the situation, we're going to have to go down this road, this road, this road. And so you need to have those bumpers for yourself as well, to make sure that you can achieve and that you can accomplish and that you can go after these different things, because there's bumpers, thresholds, indicators that you set up that you will and won't accept. And there's some things that I just won't accept. And that's somebody telling me what I can and can't do. Because I've worked too damn hard, and I'm working too damn hard to let myself fit into a box that somebody else is trying to put me in. But instead of packing myself up in that box, instead of being like, you know what, this is it, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fucking go. I'm going harder. I'm going harder. Let's fucking shift this bitch into fucking 4-wheel drive. Plow down anything and everything that's in our way. And that's the mindset that I have right now. Going into 31, I am plowing down anything and everything that does not fit in the lane that I'm going down, that I want to focus on, that I want to adapt and overcome old things. Anything outside of those bumpers, fucking be there, baby. I'll look at you until I keep fucking going. I'll pass you and be like, I remember that. I remember that. And I'll fucking keep coming full steam ahead. Hitting strikes every single goddamn day. Because the days are what add up to the big picture. I've painted the big picture. I see the big picture. I know what the big picture is. And now it's time to bowl every single day and roll strikes. Am I going to show up for myself on the days I don't feel like it? Am I going to show up for myself on the days that it's hard? Am I going to show up for my days on that it's challenging? Am I going to show up for myself on the days that it's unknown, that it's scary, that it's dark, that it's lonely? If I show up for myself on all those different days, then there's no reason I can't bowl a perfect game. Because a perfect game doesn't mean that it has to look the same every single day. But a perfect game means that you got to show up for yourself every single day. Because the reps matter. That is why professional sports teams practice day in and day out so they can get better. That is why you study for tests so that way you know what the fuck is going to be on the exam so that way you can ace it. Every single thing in life that we do, that we go after, that we need to hit is because of repetition. When you go into a new job, you know nothing. But when you do it every single day, you start learning, developing, growing. And next thing you know, you're a master at it. People are coming to you for advice. People are coming to you for pointers. People are coming to you for what can we do next for somebody that gets in this role. Every single day matters. And so how are you going to show up for yourself? What are you going to tolerate? And what are you going to let happen and not let happen? See, some of us are bowling with no bumpers up. And we just let anything and everything come in that lane. But when you let anything and everything come in that lane, that's why when you pigeonhole yourself in that box. And then you can't get out of it. And it's a lot harder because you've let so many things block you in even more. You've let so many things come in from so many directions that the only thing to do is one day pop out of that fucking box, put the bumpers up, and start clearing the lane. And when the lane gets cleared, the vision gets even brighter. The vision gets even bigger. The vision gets even more ironed out. And so my challenge to you is, if you don't have bumpers up in life, if you don't have those guardrails that are telling you what you will and won't allow, first internally reflect. Be okay with yourself, and then figure a way forward and just start fucking sending it every single day down that lane. And eventually it will stick, it will pan out, and it will happen the way that it should. Show up for yourself every single day, because you are the only person in your life that you can control, that you need to have the biggest expectations with. Every day you look in the mirror and brush your teeth, tell yourself that you're gonna bowl today, you're gonna go after it today, even though you're tired, even though it's unknown, even though it's scary, and watch what happens. I'm excited to see your growth. I'm excited for you guys to see my growth, because there's a lot of things that I say, that I talk about, that I do. And again, what's it gonna lead to? I don't fucking know. I just know I'm not gonna stop. I know I'm gonna keep going after it. And I'm gonna continue to keep that mindset. So go out there, have a fabulous day, y'all. Go after the dreams that you have. Go after the life that you wanna live, because we do not have a lot of time. But the most important thing is, have the desire to inspire, and tune in next week. You never know. If this one didn't resonate, the next one might. So this is just my daily drive-by thoughts, and we'll see what comes from it, baby. Stay tuned in, though, because 31 is going to be the biggest year of my life. I know it is, and I'm excited for it. Much love. We'll talk soon. It's on.